Hello vinyl community. It's been a little while since my last video, but work's busy, life's busy, kids busy. So I try and update when I can, and this is my March update, I suppose. I know we're into April already, but I'm sorry, can't do much about that. Not done a great deal of buying this month, just because of the busyness, really, and also I'm trying to save a few pennies for Record Store Day, which is in a few weeks. It was my birthday at the start of March, so I did get a few presents from family, which was great. But my main present really was some money, some spending money for Record Store Day, because I'm aware of the vast amount of Bowie releases that it's going to be, and oh my goodness, they are going to cost a lot of money, but I didn't need them. So, without further ado, the first thing that I got from one member of my family was, for my birthday, was Obscured by Clouds, the Pink Floyd reissue. I've got quite a number of these reissues, and I have to say, they sound phenomenal. So here's the disc itself. I won't get all of the discs out today, but you can see it's just nice chunky vinyl. What I do like about this is that with the other releases they've done the same. They've replicated the original sleeve as closely as they could. So the original sleeve to Obscured it's always got quite a flimsy cardboard sleeve to it, and this is quite flimsy. I'm obviously going to keep it as well as I can. It's got rounded corners on it as well, kind of a continental pressing originally, I think, and they've replicated that. And the music is from a film called La Valley. La Valley. I'm sure that probably means something like the Valley in French. When is this originally? I can't remember. 70, 60, 72. 72. So yeah, there's that one that I got from my children for my birthday. Now my children aren't very old, so they're not really aware of what I want. So I think my wife may have had an input in that. Second one I got from my father-in-law. Again, this is running on a theme, but I got a lovely new pressing, one of the new pressings of Meddle. I've actually got kind of a second or third press, got a late 70s pressing of this, which sounds great. But I really wanted to reissue on this one. I think this is my favourite Floyd album. I like them all. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great stuff out there. But this one's the one that I really enjoy listening to. So I wanted a new copy of it. And Floyd's one of those artists that you need to have quite quiet pressings. And so my Meddle is it's pre-loved. It's not silent. It's pretty good, but it's not silent. This is silent and sounds phenomenal. I'm in love with that album completely. You may have noticed that I've got a different. I didn't have an intro at the start of the video today. I've got a new laptop which I'm talking into in a minute, and I haven't yet got around to re-recording an intro. My other computer kind of died, so whatever. So apologies for that. I will put an intro and some music on at some point, but I think in the interest of just getting videos up there, I just thought I'd go for it. The next one is one that I bought for myself, and it was, it weren't cheap, but it's one that I want, and it's a continuation of the series. So I did a review a few months ago on a company called Data Disc, who released the Golden Axe soundtracks. So I've actually got all of the ones they've released, but I've not reviewed them all. I'm not going to review this one, but I'm going to show you it anyway. This is, here we go, so it's Data Disc's the 10th release. I'll try and get that, there we go. And it's a double soundtrack actually from two games. One's called Galaxy Force 2, and then the other one's called Thunderblade. I actually had Thunderblade on the Mega Drive when I was younger. Thunderblade was kind of from behind a helicopter, and it was moving quite quickly through terrain and stuff. So yeah, there's the sleeve, and it's got an OBI strip there, OB strip, as have all their other releases. I haven't taken the polythene off because it'll just keep it nicely. There's also a bit of artwork in there. That's the Galaxy Force 2 artwork, and a nice big thick piece of card. That's lovely. When they release discs, Data Discs tend to do usually 2 or 3 different editions. So they'll have usually 2 variations available from the website, which you can probably get onto the website now and order some of. One of those will be a black edition, and one of those will be usually a blank colour, or maybe a half and half or something like that. And when they release, on the day of release, they usually do a special edition. They don't ever say how many they do. I imagine maybe 500 or 700. I don't know. So where possible, I try to buy those. I don't always get them all. There's a few that I'm missing, but I did manage to get it on this one. And the special edition for this one looks like this. So it's kind of a yellow and lemon coloured kind of splatter, if you will. There we go, you can see that a bit better there. Quite splatter, and then on the other side is a little bit, more splattery. It's quite cool. I mean, the effect is, it must have been quite a lot of fun for the people in the factory to make these and splatter a bit of the different substance colours around a little bit and make something like that. It certainly looks very cool on the turntable when it's spinning. It's by no means a prerequisite for me that vinyl is coloured in any way or has patterns or anything like that. I mean, we all know that picture discs don't quite have the same sound quality as a normal vinyl pressing, but it sounds absolutely great. I don't think you get any real change with the different coloured pigments that they've used. So there's that one. I'm really happy with that. Next one, I got kind of 5 records in a kind of charity shop. A couple of days. I just, sometimes you don't see anything for weeks and weeks and weeks, and sometimes you just strike it quite lucky. I'll flick through these quite quickly, but I'll show you them nonetheless. So the first one, I got Bob Marley and the Wailers Live, classic album. One that I don't have, and I thought I think I paid £2 for it. It's in pretty good nick. Doesn't need cleaning really. I'm going to clean anyway because I've got OCD when it comes to that. On Island, and it's it's just it's one of those albums that the cover of it alone is as famous as the music on it, I think. So I should look for once more. It looks like that. Kind of an iconic Bob Marley album, so I'm pretty happy with that. £2. Another couple of quid for this little beauty, which is called Solid Senders. There we go. Okay, so it's I think the band are called Solid Senders, and if I show you the record, I'll talk a bit more about the band. I don't really know much. Yeah, Solid Senders. There you go. Like it's on Virgin, 1980 something. No, 78. Sorry. So this is a guy. There's a guy. I think I was in my last haul of records I mentioned. A guy called Wilko Johnson. He's kind of like a British blues guitarist, singer, bit crazy, very kind of distinctive look, and that is him. Just just there. This is a guy there. So I'm quite a big fan of Wilko Johnson. I've got a number of his bits, and I was just flicking through a charity shop and I saw this. And I thought, oh my goodness, I've never seen that in the wild before. So for a couple of quid, I can't fault it. It does need a clean, and I haven't yet listened to it. So I'll tweet that one when I do. And right next to it, obviously from somebody's collection that somebody donated at the same time, was this one. This is Lou Reed Live, so that's on RCA. I mean, how good is that? For a couple of, I think I paid £2.50 for this. £2.50 is nothing. Not for an album full of music. There we go. So it's a black RCA label, and it's recorded 1975. That one. Track listing looks like this. It goes: Walk on the Wild Side, I'm Waiting for the Man, Vicious, Satellite of Love, Old Jim, and Sad Song. So it's not a really long album. But having said that, some of those tracks are quite long actually. I think there's some timings here. On the other side. So we've got I'm Waiting for the Man, Old Jim is 10 minutes, and Sad Song is 7 minutes 32. So they're not short songs exactly. On this side, we've got Satellite of Love comes in at 6 minutes. Walk on the Wild Side is almost 5 minutes, and Vicious is showing under 6 minutes. So these are live versions, which have obviously been kind of jammed out a little bit. So again, that needs a bit of a clean, and I'll give you a review on what that sounds like. I also got a few days later, I got a copy of Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison. It's Pickwick Hallmark Records, so it's a cheap pressing. But I don't have any Johnny Cash in the collection, and I do like Johnny Cash. I've got quite a lot of his CDs. I've got the America series on CD, and some of his later stuff I think is particularly touching. The Man Comes Around particularly is a great album. And the last one I got in a charity shop, and I did tweet this one. I can't believe I found this. It's not exactly massively rare, but it's some David Bowie in a charity shop. What were the chances? So this is Starman from '72, B-side Suffragette City. Anybody that watches my videos regularly will know that I'm a bit of a fanatical Bowie obsessed fan, and so this is one of those that I don't have. I know that the sleeve itself has got a little bit of writing all over it, so you might be able to see it on that side, you can see it. But it's just a plain old RTA sleeve, and I've got, I'm sure, a few of these kicking around upstairs that I can replace it with. The disc itself is in pretty good nick, and that's been cleaned and that's been spun, and I'm dead happy with that. So that's my March update. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope there's some stuff in there that might spike your interest. If there is, send me a message, or you can tweet me at _vinyl_junkie with an IE underscore, and I've put that at the end of the video anyway. Feel free to tweet me. I'm always checking Twitter every day or so, and I enjoy interacting with people about records. That's what we're here for. Thank you, Vinyl Community. I think the next update there will probably be a record store day one, which is 2.5 weeks away. So I hope to have more Bowie news then. There's also some other things I'm looking at. So there's 3 David Bowies. There's the live one. There's the recent EP that came out. I can't remember what it's called now. And there's also the Bowie promo, which is their Hunky Dory promo sessions. There's a couple more that I'm interested in. There's a Manic Street Preachers single, Your Love Alone Is Not Enough. That's the 10-year anniversary. Speaking of which, I've pre-ordered Send Away the Tigers 10-year anniversary. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be in a future update. Other things, there's an Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Brain Salad Surgery 7-inch, which I'm quite tempted by. I have to see what the price is on that. It's a gatefold 7-inch. The London Symphony Orchestra Percussion Ensemble. I've got a Steve Reich Percussion Pieces LP, which I'm really tempted by, because you never see Steve Reich on vinyl. He's one of my favourite classical music composers. I think his stuff's really boundary pushing and interesting, and it's something I actually enjoy listening to. Kind of phase out, excuse the pun, kind of zone out to it. And there's a couple of Studio One compilations, but they're like 2 and 3 discs, and on the scale of things, I need to be careful because I haven't got £1 million to spend, so I'm going to have to pick and choose a little bit. And I know today, I think it was announced there's going to be a Beatles 7-inch as well. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we get, and I'll update you. I hope I get everything that I want, but then that's the nature of the beast. I'll see what we can do. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye now.